Richard Sherman weighed in on if he believes Colin Kaepernick is being blacklisted by NFL teams. Take a listen to what he had to say.
He's played at such a high level, and you see guys, quarterbacks who've never played at a high level being signed by teams. And so it's difficult to understand. Obviously he's going to be in a backup role at this point, but you see quarterbacks, there was a year Matt Schaub had a pretty rough year and got signed the next year. So it has nothing to do with football. You could see that. They signed guys who've had off years before.
We go legit or not for this 120. Colin Kaepernick's unemployment has nothing to do with football. Is that legit or not?
Oh, it has something to do with football, but it certainly has something to do with politics. And listen, you decide to make decisions sometimes in your life that could potentially sacrifice things, right? And he knows that this is sacrificed this for the good in terms of drawing attention in certain ways. He knew that. He also knew that he may have some setbacks. I don't think when he started this in week 1, week 2 into the season and other players throughout the league started joining him, I don't think he expected that this would then leave him without a contract. I think that if he reaches training camp without a contract of any kind, if he doesn't make a training camp, then this is obviously a political element.
But if we strip away the actual headline, right? Follow me on this. I get what Richard Sherman's saying, and I get what you're saying. But if you strip away the actual headline and think about other people that have created headlines, whatever they may be, teams are a little bit more hesitant to go with them.
Yes. Well,
whether,
what we
whether
don't know is...
a positive headline or a negative, just headlines
positive
in general.
headlines. Well, positive headlines are going to help you.
Look at Tim Tebow. He's doing a lot of good. Maybe, some people don't think that he's the best football player, but he does create a lot of positive headlines.
Well, I think that's why he was drafted in the first round by Josh McDaniels.
But my point is he's not playing in the league right now.
Well, Tim Tebow shouldn't have been a first-round draft pick. He was drafted too high because of all of his positive character traits. Josh McDaniels thought they needed to enhance their locker room environment, and he felt that Tim Tebow was the guy. They didn't have a star quarterback at the time.
But some teams are more hesitant to deal with him because of all of the media circus that comes along with him. My whole point is when you strip away all of it and there are distractions of the headlines.
That's the thing. But there is a barometer, right? Like, where does he fall in the spectrum of where is this in terms of a distraction? Ray Rice, let's say that's 100 out of 100. Where is Colin Kaepernick standing up for blacks in America?
Well, last season it was one of the biggest stories in the NFL. And it was a very polarizing topic to a lot of people.
Ray Rice or Colin Kaepernick?
Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick. Yeah. I think he's already said, interestingly enough, after he's cut, that he's not going to kneel or say he's going to stand for the national anthem, which you would hope then, if that stays congruent and consistent, that then this story becomes a non-story within a few weeks. I think that the danger of it is with a backup quarterback. When your backup quarterback's drawing attention, I know Trent Dilfer caught some heat for this. I'm okay with Colin Kaepernick doing whatever he wants. He knew this could jeopardize his future. He thought his talent, regardless, would get him a contract till he's 36, 37 years old. Quarterbacks, man, I mean, we're seeing quarterbacks start peaking at 31, 32. He's not at that point yet. He had one of the best offensive run-pass quotient seasons we've seen in the modern era in football, and then he led a team to an NFC championship game. I actually think he will get on a team. It's just he may not be a starter ever again. The political aspect and the distraction, they're interconnected, Laura. He chose to be political, and with it, he's become a distraction.
Yeah, and I think teams are always hesitant when they have a player that's in the headlines, especially like you said, not one of your starters, to go in that direction.